Tonight on the playlist, Dance with Firebird. An Ely canoe builder adds watercolor to her palette, and two stellar music guests, Chastity Brown and Barbra Jean. Settle in, it's going to be fun.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
We have some standout Minnesota musicians with us tonight, including Chastity Brown and Barbra Jean. They're teaming up for a tour across the North with a stop right here in our studio. First up, please welcome Chastity Brown.
I was headed down the road, going nowhere, but I didn't even know, I didn't even care, but along the way came a word I was needing to hear. Talking about love, real love. Locators, talking about love, real love. So you say you're all alone, drowning in a sea of people. I will throw you around, pull you to shore, so you can feel there. So locators, talking about love, real love. Early in the morning, late in the evening, anytime in the afternoon. Oh, early in the morning, late in the evening, anytime in the
Well, there's more music with Chastity Brown and Barbra Jean is yet to come, including a debut of a new duet. And now Jeanne Berwyn makes elegant art herself with wood, canvas, and watercolor. Her studio in Ely is awesome.
Great. Even though it's an inanimate object, it seems alive. This always feels like when the canoe's being born. Just tip it over onto these horses. Right now it looks like the ribs of a whale. The lines are gorgeous. There's so many patterns in water that get repeated in other things. I'm Jeanne Berwyn. I am a watercolor artist and a canoe builder. And now my big problem in life is how to do both. They're both really meditative. You know, they let me think about all the silly stuff about patterns in water or whatever, but the painting makes me look at color and line. I think a lot of times it just makes me look at the world differently, like heightens all my senses. The spontaneous things that just happen are really fun with watercolor, and then you learn how to control that spontaneous part. I actually don't like that color I just put down there. The nice thing about watercolor is you can get something wet after it's dried and then you can lift it out with a paper towel, or like I just did there, I just completely took off that whole sort of muddy color I put on there. I never really thought of myself as an artist or that I was going to be an artist. I think I just liked doing it. I don't think I really paint for someone else to look at it, but it's kind of cool if you think if someone else might see it and then see the world that way for a moment too.
The Minnesota Ballet is developing a new production of Firebird. It's a magical tale with a prince and princesses and an evil sorcerer. The company let us in on the early stages of choreography, and here's a peek at Firebird in progress.
We are just now starting the apple dance. This is the dance where Ivan discovers these beautiful maidens in the garden. They're doing a game of catch with the apples. We have to practice throwing apples and catching them and not dropping them. Did I just hear an apple drop? Okay.
That is artistic director Robert Gardner, who happens to be in the studio tonight along with Megan Wolfson, who is one of the principal dancers.
Yes.
So tell me about what's happening. How far are you in on the choreography?
We're a good way in. It premieres in 3 weeks on March 22nd. It's quite a tale. It's an old Russian folk tale, but it was turned into a ballet in 1910. Igor Stravinsky wrote the music for the Ballet Russe, and it's gone through many different interpretations, and now I'm doing my interpretation. It's a wonderful story. You know, it's a lot of light and dark. It's got that sort of feeling of Russian pathos that you know. But there's these mystical Firebird that's a creature of the forest, which Megan is going to play.
So Megan, do you feel that power of that music when you're dancing, or are you thinking of, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be and the mark I'm supposed to hit?
Oh no, definitely. Stravinsky, it's amazing music, and it's just so inspiring as a dancer. It's wonderful to be dancing to.
To talk to you about being Firebird, that is one of the principal roles, and how challenging is that?
I love the role. It's really a challenge. What's unique about it, it's one of the only ballets where it's a female character that's more of a heroine. It's a very strong, powerful character, so I'm really excited about it.
Excellent. And how do you bring that out in your choreography? What are you trying to say, I guess, with her emotion?
I want to, you know, it's not your typical princess that's been turned into, you know, some creature. You know, she is this mystical creature of power. And so she's the one that rescues Ivan from the evil sorcerer Chastity. She's the one that causes all his evil minions to dance themselves into a frenzy and fall down to save Ivan, to save the princesses that we just saw doing the apple dance. The apple dance happens in his mystical garden. These are golden apples. So I really like that, you know, and this is an older story, an older libretto, but so it's really interesting to do that. And so I've been working with 3 different ballerinas, you know, and to work out the choreography. You know, it's a very collaborative effort, and so the whole company's been very involved in all these scenes, because it's not just ballet choreography steps, it's also acting and telling the story through mime. And actually this is today I just said, okay, I just want you to just throw yourself around, and they say, well, in what direction? I say, choose your direction. You know, so it's really a collaboration, this ballet, and so that's been a lot of fun.
Does that scare you, Megan, or is that like, all right, I have free reign to express this character?
It's a neat way to approach the creative process. It's fun for us.
So for pure ballet fans, there still is the pas de deux.
There's several pas de deux. There's you know, there's a lot of corps de ballet dancing. There's all those classical elements, but you know, I am a contemporary ballet choreographer, so I've woven in folk dance steps, and I mean, you'll see the Firebird laid on the floor and she rolls on the floor. That's not done in a tutu ever. You know? So I was taking a little bit of risk. We tried it out yesterday and it looks good, and Megan really made it look really exquisitely beautiful and have a, you know, this otherworldly creature look to it. So it's just it's a pleasure to do that, and it's a pleasure to collaborate with other artists. Ann Gumper creating the sets, Sandy Ely doing the costumes. So we have this great group of artists living in the Northland that we can create with. And
I'm going to give Megan the last word.
Sure.
Okay, if you haven't ever been to a ballet, why, in a word, why should I go see it?
Ooh, it's a tough one.
I think it's inspiring. To see you guys move is just inspiring. So thank you for that, because I know you grin and make it look so graceful and beautiful and effortless, and you know he's a taskmaster. So all the best with that, and thank you for taking the time to come in tonight.
Thank you for having us. We're very excited, but please come March 22nd, 23rd. It's going to be brilliant.
All right.
Not because of me, because of them.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to remind you, Firebird debuts in Duluth March 22nd. Shows are staged at Symphony Hall at the Deck, and we'll be back right after this.
Acting in front of an audience is always a challenge. It's always a challenge to get up on stage and entertain people, whether it's make them laugh or cry, but at the end result, have a good time while they're in the theater. My name is Michael Rosen. I play Edgar Allan Poe in the play called Nightfall with Edgar Allan Poe. Well, the writing is very incredible, and I think how he blends his words to create the feeling that you are a very tormented soul, and you feel as he would have felt in writing it. You know, it's just a great pleasure to finally play a person that I have followed for well over 30 years, and finally get a chance to play him in front of an audience. Just really icing on the cake for me. The play's name is Nightfall with Edgar Allan Poe, and it will be showing at the County Seat Theater in Cloquet from the 7th through the 10th.
Nightfall will go from the stage in Cloquet to Minneapolis for the Minnesota Community Theater Competition, alongside 9 other productions, including Timber from Duluth's Bold Choice Theater Company. So we've got some good representation there. Now, currently on stage at the Duluth Playground, the Children's Hour explores the dark repercussions of a simple lie. It begins when a malicious student starts a rumor about two women who run a school for girls. The rumor soon turns into a scandal that can't be stopped. The play is part of the Women in Theater series sponsored by the Duluth Playhouse. Now, the Children's Hour runs through March 10th at the Playground, and there's more information online at theduluthplayhouse.org. And now please welcome Barbra Jean to the playlist.
Let's take it slowly, honey. Let's take our time. Come to me gently in perfect rhyme. Come to me gently in perfect rhyme. The wood stove's burning and the kettle's on. Let's keep it rocking till the break of dawn. Let's keep it rocking till the break of dawn. Change is coming and it won't be long. Let's meet it head on with a brand new song. Let's meet it head on with a brand new song. The birds are singing in the morning light. Come back for summer, don't it feel just right? Come back for summer, don't it feel just right? Pick your head up, honey, hold it high. No, we can change things if we try. No, we can change things if we try.
That is really fun. It is so fun to have you guys here in our studio.
Thank you.
Thank you for making time.
Yeah,
So a drive up from the Twin Cities this morning.
easy,
Easy.
Yeah.
Good. Roads clear.
clear, and
Excellent.
sunny. Well, the sun came out right when we were getting here, so that was nice.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
right? So Chastity, you have been surrounded by music your whole life.
Yeah.
How did you find a style of music, or how do you choose a style of music?
It's a good question. Well, I grew up in West Tennessee, north of Memphis, west of Nashville, so kind of wedged right in between that type of culture of almost everyone goes to church, so there's gospel music that kind of permeates the culture. So when I moved here, when I moved to Minneapolis 7 years ago, I was intent on playing indie rock, which is obviously quite different than what I do now. Something about living in Minnesota made me accept what is most natural to me, which is folk and soul music, the storytelling with a little bit of groove. So that's kind of how it all came to be.
And no wonder you ran into Barbra Jean and said, you know
Yeah,
what?
lucky me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Barbra Jean, you come by way of Grand Marais and now moving to Minneapolis. How is that going? Tell me what you've been up to.
It's going really well. It's been a lot of fun. There's great musicians there, a wonderful community of people, and just a rich artistic community and scene. So it's been fun to be a part of that and to meet new people and to have the opportunity to play with new people as well.
You both have fantastic careers, and it's really fun for me to have you in the same room at the same time.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about this duet, though. How did the last song you're going to play is the two of you together. What came first, music, lyrics? How did that develop?
What came first, Barbra Jean?
Chicken or the egg?
Whiskey. Well, no, we got together. Barbra Jean had this idea of us doing this tour up north. And so we were having coffee, trying to figure out, well, what are we going to call this? How are we going to make it all come together? We both voted on Come Spring. And then we were ambitiously like, let's write a song. So it was a little bit like pulling teeth. Neither of us have ever done something like that, in the sense of like writing a song with someone. And then on top of that, we had a deadline. So
Which was good,
Yeah.
I think, in a way,
Inspiration.
because
And
we finished it
Yeah.
yesterday.
yes.
fantastic, and
Yeah.
not a banjo in sight. So you
No.
have to
That's
go on the
right.
tour with you to see that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to let you guys get ready, and I'll
Okay.
tell these guys about the gallery, and thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah, we're looking forward to spring. Really.
Yeah.
Well, while Chastity and Barbra Jean are getting ready, I'll let you know about tonight's playlist gallery. We have a piece by LaDonna Tornabene called Moved by the Sway of Passion. It's compliments of the Master Framing Gallery, and you'll see more work by LaDonna and other Duluth area artists at Master Framing. Look for the gallery at its new location on London Road, and it's just across the avenue from Marine General. Now, if you have questions or ideas for us, please visit our website at theplaylistonline.org. You can keep up with the latest on our Facebook page and on Twitter. Thanks for spending the evening with us, and remember to get out and support the arts and live music. And now, the first performance of Come Spring.
When the ground thaws out and the days get long, the birds come back from the places they've gone, sing to us the sweetest of song. Feel the air rushing like the ocean tide, swept you up for a long, slow ride down a beaten path on a well-lit avenue. Come spring, I've been waiting for you. Come spring, I'm gonna do what I said I'd do. As the wind dies down and the sun breaks through, the color it turns in different hues, and you're struck by seeing something new. Like the tender warmth of a lover's touch, sing the same old song that you love so much. Let it